the spoiler alert is that all the food in Ife is trash. I guess I saw. You're not supposed to fry fried rice. It was like they were boiling the rice in a yellow mixture, and I'm like, what exactly? Since then, like, I'm not joking. Like the rice was boiling, like pop, 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 pop. I'm not even joking.
I've been to Unilag before,
okay.
But you know, admission stuff. So I changed to OAU, and then I came to Pursue TME, and I got to the campus and I saw the environment and I saw the campus. It was huge.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what from the gate? This is so beautiful. I think that's why it's called like Africa's most beautiful
campus. I know, right? Hey Anita, how you doing?
Hi.
It's been a while,
right?
Yeah, and I'm guessing today we're going to be able to dissect certain topics as regards Ife.
Yeah.
And I think OAU peculiarly, because I think once you remove OAU from Ife, then you probably have nothing. Like Ife is probably like some grandma hometown, and then trust me, you have no reason to be there.
I agree with
you. So I think we'll take it like one at a time, just touching up, you know, certain aspects of Ife, and just pretty much going with the flow. So I think this video would be useful for two people, right? People who are just trying to come into Ife, most likely probably because they got admission into OAU.
True.
And also people who are in the system already and probably are introverts, don't go out often, and you know, just want to like get to know more about where they live, right?
Right.
So I think one major aspect is Ife itself, the Ife environment, the Ife surrounding, right? So how long have you been in Ife now?
Well, I've been in Ife for about 5 years now.
That's a lot actually. Okay, so myself, I think I've been in Ife for almost 7 years, right? You know, coupled with the strikes, everything, COVID as well. So fun fact, I was actually in Ife during COVID.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't going to go. Yeah, they were going to drag me too, but I stayed rebellious, and it was crazy. Like at the time, you would think,
how were you feeding?
that's a story for another day, because there's a lot to say about that. So in my opinion, I think Ife is very calm. Ife is chill, and even though most of the activities is centralized around OAU and probably OUI as well, right?
Mostly OAU.
But mostly OAU, exactly. As OUI is probably already leaving the main discussion. So Ife is calm, right? And if you're staying in Ife, then I think you are somebody who is not really all about the, you know, the buzz lifestyle. Like talk about maybe if you're in Lagos, you like it low key, exactly. So I mean, the last time I went to a club in Ife, it was like a gay party. Like it was boys mostly. Like it was so dry, so dry. And then you see like 20 boys trying to ask one lady, and then it's like, trust me, it was crazy, right? So I think Ife is probably not going to be somewhere you want to be if you're the type of person that really likes it, like fast.
The life of the party.
Exactly, right?
Outgoing kind.
And I think the people right now, the vendors, for example, these people are really lazy. It's like they're not really.
They're not eager to make money.
Yeah, the hustle spirit is totally missing. It's very poor. In fact, you see people come to the shop 10 o'clock, right?
11, 12.
Trust me, and then you barely not, if you're like trying to get something. So the cool thing is, if you're somewhere else, right, and you want something 6 a.m., you probably can get it. But in Ife, outside, But in Ife, right, 6 a.m., forget about it. They're probably still sleeping and still chilling in bed.
At 10 a.m., forget about it.
And I think even at night too, activities begin to, especially outside of Ife environment, you probably still see some activity in OAU and outside OAU. But once you start going farther away, like
into the main town,
it's gone.
At 6 p.m. they're already closing their shops. Like, what do you mean by you're closing for the day?
They definitely want to go. So
I feel like the people of Ife are very lazy people, honestly.
I agree.
Because I don't think they have this eagerness or this force to make money,
to make money.
Unlike Lagos, whereby
exactly
at 4 a.m. everybody
exactly
is like a party.
And then one thing you see with Ife is that, so when you want to negotiate, right? Unlike in other places where they are keen, they want like, oh, would you drag it, like bring you into the shop and all of that. It's like if they tell you something is maybe 1,000 naira, and you're trying to let's just go. Like if you don't want to buy, don't buy. Forget it. That's like the attitude. That's like the attitude you really get from people.
From them, yeah.
From people around here.
Well, I feel like they behave like that when it comes to like the students of OAU.
Yeah.
They feel like, oh, we have this money to spend,
sure.
So we don't need to negotiate. They call it 5 million.
Yeah, that's just the money, right? I mean, and it's probably not supposed to be that way, because I think OAU has like different classes. And one thing that comes to mind, right? I don't want to be critical or make mention of any certain type of names, but the big ballers, right? The big boys.
Okay.
Not to say anything, right? I think you see a lot of them liking to be in this Ife environment. Yeah. So I wouldn't know if maybe because they aren't like much eye on them as regards other places, but then Ife just happens to be like
serenity within Ife, and like the fact that they don't get harassed by policemen
and all of that,
stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's only like once in a while you hear that EFCC came to Ife
to do something.
Like, somebody was harassed.
Like the case, I think something similar happened in Suburb. One of the hostels.
Superb, or there's this hostel at Oduduwa. I don't think it was Superb.
Oh, maybe not. I think
it was Fine Touch.
Oh, and then they just came, harassed them, took everything.
Boys.
And fun part was that because of the affiliation with OAU, that the issue got like escalated, and then you'll probably see maybe guilty people even like get freed and all of that. Yeah. So and there's also, because the most of the people who make the population of Ife, you have the students, you have the tech boys, the tech people into tech, right? You have the GGG boys, and then you have the like people who are like living, but for some reason it's almost like the indigents are like just they're not really well, maybe because I
feel like the students and like every other person that has migrated or that has migrated here to Ife as kind of
taking the spotlight,
and overshadowed like
all the other people.
Honestly, without the whole importation of people and other resources,
trust me,
there is really nothing.
There really is nothing. There really is nothing.
I think that's just what it is.
That's true. So I think one important thing, right, is the food. Now, anywhere you go to, especially in this region where you have a lot of people coming to learn, their schooling, living on campus, off campus, like food is one key thing. Like not everybody is able to cook every time, right? And then if there's somebody coming to Ife, they're probably thinking, especially the foodies, they're thinking that, okay, what does Ife have for me? Like, what am I to expect? But the spoiler alert is that all the food in Ife is trash. Like,
unfortunately,
the food is really, really bad. Now, not to be contentious, right? To think about it, there just might be some people that stand out. Probably just some few. But what I've noticed is that at the end of the day, the people we say are okay. If you really want to be critical, like really want to be critical, it's like you're just managing it. It's just like having like,
because like it just tastes better. It's manageable.
Relatively better to others, but if you have to be very critical, it's just not like that. It's not the best. And so the food now, right? You have different classes. You have mama puts. You have the middle class, right? Talk about the maybe around maintenance, the OAU region. I feel that's the most, like, that region is poor. Trust me, I've tried almost all the food vendors there.
Around maintenance?
Yeah.
There is one particular...
Donyolo father?
No.
That's the only person I think is probably manageable.
Have you heard of Real Taste?
Real Taste. Please don't tell me it's the guys in that corner.
Yeah.
To the left of Mommy Sharon.
Yes.
Jeez, what happened to the taste board? Somebody recommended it for me, and I was like, well,
somebody recommended.
So the thing is,
no, I mean, they are jollof fries.
See, the fried rice I saw, you're not supposed to fry fried rice. It was like they were boiling the rice, in a yellow mixture, and I'm like, what exactly? Since then, like, I'm not joking. Like, the rice was boiling, like pop, 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 pop. I'm not even joking. You know, rice is supposed to be like burning and frying, and then trust me, in this scenario, the rice was boiling, and I'm like, nah, this is not the type of. And tasting it as well, it's just one of those cases of.
It's supposed to boil actually. You fry initially.
It was the final stage. They sieved out the water. They sieved out the liquid, and then fried rice to Gino type stuff. Trust me, I saw that happen in youth, and I'm like, no, this is not it.
And it was yellow.
It was, yeah, of course, very yellow, and then you almost think it's based on nutrients. But not to condemn anybody, I think they're one of the few people that you probably could try out. But me personally, right, because I come from a place where we do a lot of events and caterings, I've tasted good food, right? I've tasted really nice food, and no, I've not gotten that wow effect in Ife. Like, nobody has. And
not even on campus, like New Buka, New Market.
Nah, okay, somebody that comes to mind now, even on campus, there are just probably two main people. Okay. New Buka, they don't sell fresh food. You see them microwaving food from yesterday and all of that. Now, that's my experience. I don't know about, maybe they've changed and improved. I know of Mommy Dami. Now, if you're looking for
Mommy Dami? At New Market?
Yeah, Dami. Yeah, at New Market.
Okay.
Yeah, big girl now, so you probably can't remember. So for people that stay as students in Ife, if you're looking for like budget food, like good taste as well, I think they got like Dami, Mommy Dami. Our food is probably not bad. There's also Leah Kitchen. And
is Mommy Dami like a canteen?
Yeah, a canteen type stuff. Yeah, and Leah Kitchen is also like really, really good. I mean, your budget goes
also
up.
A New Market.
Yeah, your budget goes up a bit, but you probably will get something fine. But the food generally, like if you just like, I'm hungry, I want to get food, there's an 80% chance that the food you are going to be getting, even when you go to the fancy places, Country Kitchen, Mr. Biggs, there's always something wrong. You don't get the perfect. So the rice could taste good, probably because you're hungry and you've not tasted good food in a while. And then the chicken tastes good on the outside. Once you get in, it's dry, it's white, like there's no sauce, there's no. Do you understand?
Well, I think because like even while mentioning all these brands, Mr. Biggs in Lagos, Mr. Biggs is actually very nice. So
why is it you really wonder it's not doing what they are? And then when you look at people like McDonald's, right, they have like a recipe that goes across
all branches.
Exactly, but here it's probably some Mama Ibuka that is at the background cooking it, and then they're probably not following a specific. So yeah, that's just one of the things. So but when you now advance, right, of course, you know, class comes with, you know, quality, right? When you now start talking of Indigo, fun fact, right? Indigo sells, like, at least I respect them, their food is really nice. But then you have some other people that sell very expensive food. I don't want to mention names now. Okay. Very expensive food, but
no, you have to mention.
It's still.
And you know one thing, the hype about like OAU, Great Ife is so high.
It's
like
definitely high. It's a big one.
Even on social media. When I wanted to like come to OAU, because I'd been to Unilag before, but you know, admission stuff. So I changed to OAU, and then I came to Rema Pushu TME, and I got to campus and I saw the environment and I saw the campus. It was huge.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what from the gate? This is so beautiful. I think that's why it's called like Africa's most beautiful
campus. I know, right?
Unlike Unilag, whereby there's literally no space. There is no space at all.
I think there's like a massive landmass in OAU. In fact, what they recently did was that apart from everything they've already done, right, they like cut out another very massive space that goes all the way from campus to Moro campus. Now Moro is where they do the whole
like the pre-degree
and all of that, which is why some people also come to Ife. But I think those people they don't really experience Ife, because most of them like just stay on campus and then they're really young. Like
Moro, you mean Moro?
Moro, yeah. So now talk about Ife being the most beautiful campus. Now that's one thing I was gonna like mention. So recently, right, you see there's a lot of renovations going on. Right, on the outside, on the exterior, along the path and everything.
The gates and everything.
And now where you get shocked, right? When you keep going into like OAU and all of that, it looks really beautiful. It is really beautiful. It doesn't just look beautiful. It is really nice. In fact, you have this Senate building, they are just like building up to look like maybe a sheep or something, and then it's so large and exquisite. But now, when you go into the hostels, now when I go into OAU, I stayed in Angola hostel, I stayed in Fat hostel, and all of that, right? When you go into the hostels, this is where a majority, like a big bunch of the students stay in, right? Because the cost of living, right, and the apartment, now that's something we'll probably talk about, right? So a lot of people stay on campus, and the living condition, trust me, is really bad.
At some point, while I was in part one, my roommates and I would fetch water overnight from the well. Like, we'd have to draw out water from the well. And then it's not like the water was clean, but we use that same water to cook.
Oh, you got the water. In boys hostel, your water might not see the next morning. Like, trust me, like there's a high probability, because of course some of the issues is like you see a lot, maybe like 8 people staying in one room and everything. Again, it gets really bad with the sandwich, like the toilet, the bathroom, and everything is so bad. Like it's really nasty, right? Talk about so recently I was watching some content on YouTube, right? It was just showing what the prison, like I'm currently watching Prison Break. Okay. Right? Now you feel that's a movie. But I was also watching a documentary on like the prison system and everything. And trust me, the environment in that location looks a whole lot more better than the environment you will get even in the hostels there in OAU. Are you right? Serious? Now OAU is just one example. It probably cuts across many other industries and many places and stuff like that. So, but not to like deflect, right? The housing. Now, the funny thing is, now to even stay on campus is expensive, right? Because there's like the raise of the price and everything. Even though we don't pay anything close to what education costs in other places, right? It's still at a very major discount, but relatively, of course, it's still kind of expensive. But I feel like the recent and unexpected raise made it very, very difficult for people, for students. Some people have to like split their fees and pay part first semester, then the second semester. Exactly. So I think OAU moved from being like a low level school to like now it's like a certain class of people might now be the ones to afford it, because before like somebody coming from the village and everything that doesn't really have money and all of that can just, in fact, some people get the admission and now start looking for the money to pay for the fees. But now if you do that, trust me, your admission will be staring you, will be staring you at the eye, and nothing might change, right? Because I feel like I think they accept, I mean they request for acceptance fee now. During my time, even when we paid acceptance fee, they refunded us. Wow. But then now it's now a thing. Exactly. So but then schooling OAU is fun, and then the cool part of it is you get to meet like different types of people. The churchy people. If you're going to be a church person, trust me, they are ready for you. If you're going to be a dancer, a singer, if you're going to be like a sport person as well. So there's just this many avenues. That's why funny thing is, if you come to OAU, right, and you're studying a course that is not even professional, now talk about any course, right, you still get a lot of opportunities. Like you just get a lot of enlightenment, just a lot of exposure. Get into a place and say, oh, I school in OAU. Gracie Fair, you mean Gracie Fair? Yeah, and then you also get to meet people from all over, and then you can make some connections, and before you know it, you see people. In fact, a lot of founders, right, in the tech space, a lot of them are OAU products, right? So you just see this thing where when they are like looking out for people, for the talent and everything, OAU just really stands out in that regard, and you see a lot of OAU people doing great stuff. A very high social life. Yeah, but kind of. But the thing is, it's tricky, right? Because it depends on the type of person you are. If you don't look for it, you might not find it. Right? You might not even have a taste of what that looks like. But if you are the type of person that just like you're in the middle of not being too introverted, I feel like OAU is just in the middle. You can get whatever you seek. Anything you seek. If you want to be home all day, trust me, you see a lot of serene places where, in fact, cool thing is also the 247 lights. Even though the tariff now has become really crazy, right? But you still see a lot of places with really cool light, and then that's why you see people that want to stay in Ife even after they are done with school, right? Exactly. Remain. But housing remains expensive. Well, how much do you pay for rent? I pay about 500k for rent, and it's just a self-con. I just moved there recently, and trust me, that's a lot. And there's like, they use this term "old package," and that's how they extort people. The
What
agents.
is the package?
What's the package? And in fact, so I was talking to somebody, an agent. He accidentally typed total, like we were yet to, like his hands were rushing to just give me that total package BS, and then it's like there's someone like give me that big amount of money, and then they're not the total package 570, the rent itself is probably 450, right? And you see this like across board. In fact, I was talking to my friend the other day that IFE is beginning to go high and beginning to compete with places like Lagos and even Abuja, because if you're in Lagos,
but like the rural parts of Lagos,
yeah, probably actually, but you know, if you're in Lagos, you get some things cheaply, food, maybe clothing. Like if you're looking for like some cheaper stuff, you'll probably see that in Lagos. But here, everything is expensive. Everything is really
Transportation
expensive.
is expensive. Bank men are ready to extort you at
I know, right?
The slightest opportunity they get.
I know, right? So, what's your take on IFE and OAU generally? Say you have to give somebody an advice, like, oh, somebody's coming to IFE or somebody's done with school. What do you think? Do you think IFE is somewhere people should want to stay and settle in, or do you advise people to just, you know, come to IFE, like regardless of just come to, you know, people are like, not everybody, some people just did like the school, maybe polytechnic or ND, and now or done with school generally, and now they're facing life. Would you say that type of person should come and settle in IFE, or would you say that there is nothing here aside from the school?
Well, I think it depends on who the person is and what the person wants.
Okay.
If as a person you want a lot for yourself, I don't think you should be in IFE.
Okay.
I don't think you should be in IFE. I think you should relocate to like a better place. Maybe Lagos, maybe Abuja, or maybe Port Harcourt, but not IFE. But if you just want to be, you know, low key for like the meantime and stuff, then maybe I can recommend IFE.
And I think that's something with the tech, people into the tech space, right? You see how you're able to get like this 247 light and all of that. Even though the network recently has been quite an issue, I don't know if it's like general or just
I think it's general.
Okay, but the network has been really bad, and that's not good for anybody into like the computing space and all of that. But yeah, if you're the type of person that what you do, maybe you work remotely and everything.
Oh, okay.
IFE might be a good spot to be in, right? There are some really cool areas. But the food, somebody needs to do something about the food. Like, somebody really needs to do, like, even the people now, you have people who like, I recently just ordered a meal from Yummy Flavor, and there's some like Food Out and some other people who sell online. Now, one of the issues you get with these online food vendors is timing. If you want to eat the food at night, you probably want to make the order in the afternoon, not to exaggerate, right? Because you just might die of hunger before the food comes. Really.
You just exaggerated.
I did, I know. I got this particular meal on time, which is cool. I hope this is my first time, so I really hope it tastes nice.
Okay.
I was scared. I was really scared making the order. So yeah, I think the food in IFE is not good.
I feel like you're very particular about the food.
They've asked me like that. No. And then the fun fact is, maybe weekdays you have options, but weekends you don't have many options. These people for some reason don't come, and then imagine when you have all the options and then they are not that good, and now it's now streamlined. You barely won't like get anything. And then now, fun fact is, you know, the online vendors, some of them might be on the relatively high side. You might be spending like 5,000 naira on just a plate of food. Exactly. So if you want to get something right in the middle, what happened to the, like, they used to be mama puts, right? I remember growing up, my mom would like take our coolers and be like, just put the food, put the egg, put everything, and then when you get to school and eat it, you're like, everybody says their mom knows how to cook, but it's not true. It's not true. Like, that food traditionally tastes better than
even with the fact that the food is meat. It's still very expensive. I mean, what do you mean? It's spoon of rice is 400.
Trust me, it's still very expensive, like, and it goes. Some people should be sued for the food they cook. I'm not even like, if there was a body that was like moderating how food was.
Please.
I'm not, because you taste it and then it's like colored white rice. Like, you see, you're eating white rice in different colors. There's the red one and the yellow one. They call the yellow one fried, and they call but it's still white rice. You need stew. Like, trust me, you need stew to make this dish. So it's like, nah, trust me. 7 years in IFE now, and then nobody. I've been up to the soul, trust me. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Ife is cool, Ife is nice, and I think it's one place. Trust me, tourism in Ife is nothing to Vital Mall.
No,
it's not really that. You don't really have enough.
Go to this place called Erin or something.
That's not even in Ife. That's like somewhere else. Erin, yeah, somewhere else exactly. So tourism in Ife is zero. Maybe stuff will come up, but yeah. So I think that's pretty much it.
We thank God for Just Right that just newly.
Very cool spot. I mean, you see nice stuff for a discount. Now that's one of the few people that do stuff. Okay, Anita, it's been really nice chatting with you, and I think we've touched up on a lot of areas, ranging from how the food is pretty much mostly white rice in different colors, and you probably need stew to make it taste manageable, right? And we talked about how OAU is one of the main things in IFE, and then it's really nice when you come to study in OAU because there's like a lot of ability to interact, to just find yourself generally. And the people are calm and cool. I mean, it's pretty safe as well. That's the thing too. It's pretty safe. And overall, if you're deciding to come to IFE, you want to think about why you're coming, right? So if you're the type of person looking for physical opportunities, it's not going to be here for you. If you do your things remotely, then I think IFE is the place to be. So thank you very much, guys, and we will pretty much see you on the next episode. Bye.